Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wheel of Horror, the podcast where two best friends spin a wheel once a week. It chooses the horror film and they discuss it. Today, we are talking 2025's Weapons, which was directed by Zach Cregger. I'm your co host, Alec.
And Eric. Was that better?
And
Was that better this week?
that was, oh my God, what was it? Bring Her
I think it was like
Back?
2 weeks ago. I was like, I'm Eric.
You're just like,
For real.
Jesus Christ.
It was rough.
Really quick before we jump into this, one more time, Scroll No More Studios. Check us out on TikTok, Wheel of Horror on TikTok, Scroll No More on TikTok. Check those out. I'm going live tonight for the first time. So if you want to check out those lives, get on TikTok, follow us on Wheel of Horror. I'm going to be going live probably 2 or 3 times a week. So get ready starting tonight. Anyways.
Cannot wait to watch you live, dude. That's going to be awesome.
We're talking Welcome to Derry, the first 4 episodes, and the It films.
I'll stick around for the first two. I just finished the second one actually tonight, so I have two more to catch up on.
Right. So yeah, no, it's been a fun series, but anyways, we're not talking It tonight. We're talking Weapons. And this is our third 2025 movie in a row. So these have all been brand new movies that came out this year. So even before we jump into this movie, Eric, just say like this has been a good year for horror. Like, goddamn.
Oh, and the sky is blue, Alec. Yeah, this has been probably the best year of horror on record. Like, really.
It's
Like,
really good.
um, but yeah, I'll tell you my experience with this movie. I knew nothing about this movie. The only thing that was spoiled for me was the woman in the wig and the hair.
Yeah.
I thought she made like dolls with hair, and that's all I knew because people were posting about it on social media. And I'm like, what the hell is this movie? And then there was like people dressed up as the lady for Halloween. I'm like, I gotta see this movie. I have no idea. So that kind of ruined like that because she comes in later into the movie. So
Yeah.
going into this, I knew nothing aside that there's this lady in it who's like with a hair collector or like a voodoo doll collector. That's what I thought. But so
Yeah.
from that
Yeah.
perspective, I knew nothing else.
Well, we talked about this last week. This is the same director as Barbarian. And that was the same thing. It's like, I didn't know anything about that movie. I went in blind and saw that. This one,
Did you like Barbarian?
I fucking love Barbarian.
Really? Okay. My
Dude,
coworker I was just talking to with about Weapons, he's like, I liked Weapons, I didn't like Barbarian.
oh, all right. I
Is that
think
tough?
there, this director is like my new favorite horror director. Like these are his first two movies, and he was in The Whitest Kids You Know. He did that sketch
Yeah.
comedy thing. But dude, for him to do Barbarian, which I was obsessed with, and then this is very different but equally as good. It's neck and neck. I think they're both like
Really?
unbelievable. I mean, this is kind of like the career I wish Jordan Peele had, where it's like he just keeps making good movies. Like I still think Jordan Peele does a great job, but to
Yeah.
have Get Out come out and then Us was a little bit of a step down, and I feel like
Agree.
it's the other way. Like Weapons is a step up from Barbarian a little bit. It's not a step down.
So you think Weapons is better than Barbarian?
Slightly.
Okay,
It
cool.
depends on what kind of mood you're in. Like, do you want like a mystery about kids and like a suburbs, or do you want like a relationship kind of mystery? They're just
Yeah.
like different types of mysteries, but it's just like the dialogue, the way it's shot, the originality, like all that stuff. Like
Right.
I don't know. Weapons right now, and I don't see it getting dethroned. It was my favorite movie of the year so far. Like I
Yeah. I mean, it
love
is November. There's only a month and change left.
I mean, yeah, and this year I've seen mostly horror, but I don't know, man. This movie just hit me in the right way. It made me asking so many questions. I do have criticisms. I'm not going to sit
Hmm.
there and be like, this is the best movie ever. There's problems. But the thing is, this movie doesn't have the 97% that Sinners has. So I'm willing to be like, okay, like it's got problems, but at least it seems like everybody else is acknowledging this isn't a perfect film, you know?
I hear
Um,
you. Yeah.
so we can talk about the problems. I think the problem that I have with it is a 50-50 split. That's the thing that I hate. Either some people are like, that's my favorite part, or other people are like, yeah, that was really dumb. So I think we'll get to
Okay.
it, but I think there's a part. I'm curious to see what you have to say. Um, but yeah, overall, I love this movie. I think it's just like, I don't know. I've only seen it twice, and every time I like it more. And especially,
Mm.
ooh, it was so good the second time because in the beginning, when the little girl is giving the monologue, and it shows Alex and his dad and a woman, and you think the woman's his mom, but then you see the red hair, and you're like, oh shit, that's when the witch went in with the dad when the dad was under the spell. And you see that within the first like 5 minutes of the movie, but you have no idea. So when I rewatched it this time, I was like, oh, here we go. So you see the witch within the first 5 minutes.
Okay, I have to. It's definitely a rewatchable film
Oh
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But
yeah. I mean, do you want me to hit the stats up real quick, and then we
eh,
could get into the plot?
yeah.
Yeah, I wrote some notes down too. But this came out August 8th, 2025. Its runtime's at 2 hours and 8 minutes. Its budget was 38 million, and it made 269 million at the box office.
So
Crushed
good.
it.
Yeah.
Rotten Critic is a 93, and the Rotten Audience is 85. So
Meet in the middle.
that's a good another good movie right there. Really.
Yeah. Maybe go like high 80s. I feel like that's pretty good.
I'd give it like an 87,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. It's not perfect. There's one thing I'm genuinely still confused about. Maybe you picked it up and I just keep missing it, but we'll get to it. But basically, the movie on its surface is there's a third grade class that just all goes missing at 2:17 on one day, and except for one kid and the teacher. And the whole town is reacting to this. And it's a lot like a Quentin Tarantino earlier film where it bounces around, it's out of sequence, it follows specific characters. And the way that it does this was so great. Like
Yeah.
the second they ended one story, it was always on like a really high note, like a cliffhanger kind of note, and then it would cut and go to something else. And I'm like, no, I
And
need
then
to
it
see
was
what
all
happens.
it would never really flash forward. It would go back. It would like
Yeah,
be like, all right, we caught up to here and we go back. And we
yeah,
catch up to here, and we go back. And we catch up to here, and now
yeah.
we're at the end of the movie kind of
It's
thing.
so engaging, especially for me, because like the second one story would end, it would always end when you're like, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen, and then black, and it's like just
Yeah.
then, and you're like, and then it goes into someone else's. Yeah, but you know you do get everything answered, but
Good ride. Good ride of a movie that
oh my
way.
God. Yeah. And then it really feels a little bit like a Stephen King idea, a little bit. You know, like I feel like that would be something that Stephen King would do. Like a town disappears and like
Yeah,
I don't know.
it reminded me of The Leftovers a lot.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
that like well like it's just like we can't explain what happened, but it happened. These kids all left at 2:17 in the morning. A lot of it was caught on camera, like
Yeah.
Ring cameras. So it's like, oh, we're in today's world. It's not like something in the 80s or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like this is now. And it just makes you think like what would really this would make national freaking news, dude. And
Yeah.
that's the like one gripe I have with it that it kind of stays within the small town of police officers. It's like, no, you would bring in like U.S. Marshals for this. This is like,
Mm.
I mean, I don't want to say a new town scenario, but like 20 kids are missing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or how
Yeah.
many kids?
Well, yeah, I can't remember. I think it's
Yeah,
17.
this would be all over the
It's
mainstream media.
it's 17 kids. Yeah. Because there's everybody's trying to figure out what 217 means, and it's like two adults, 17 kids, or whatever. That's what some people have said.
Oh,
Whatever. But
I thought after watching, I was like, that's the witching hour. Like the witching hour is like technically 12 a.m. to 3 a.m.
yeah, there's a lot of theories because his friend from Whitest Kids You Know died, and apparently he died at 217. So there's a lot of like nobody knows exactly what it is, but you know,
It's just when she did this, you know, like
yeah, yeah. So no, but the thing is, the kids disappear, and I think the reason that the U.S. Marshals aren't brought in, I think it's because of the witch's spell. I think the witch's
interesting.
spell, because dude, throughout the whole movie, people that aren't even interacting with her are seeing her in the woods. They're seeing her in
Yeah.
their beds and stuff like that. Like the teacher has no affiliation with the witch, but she's seeing her in her house. The junkie is in the woods and he sees the witch. So I think the witch is just in the town and is
Like
like
she put it
has
in like some kind of bubble spell of some kind.
that's what I
But
feel like.
she does seem concerned and later in the movie about like you didn't report this, did you? And
Yeah.
like it's like she is putting an effort to keep things from
Yeah.
getting reported. So maybe that's a great theory that she is keeping it from getting out into the mainstream, I guess.
Yeah, they probably should have elaborated that more, but yeah, so basically all these kids go missing and we're following the aftermath of the town, and it's basically just we're working with the principal, the teacher of the kids. Josh Brolin is one of the fathers of the
Mm.
kids. There's a cop who's in the town who has a love affair with the teacher, and also he's played by the guy that plays young Han Solo.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a great cast, and everybody does a really good job. The junkie guy was great. I thought the principal was fantastic. Julia Garner, the teacher, unbelievable. I mean,
The
everybody.
kid, man, the
Oh, the
kid,
kid was
like this.
great.
It's you say this a lot. Like sometimes you get a child actor, but like when you have a child actor that nails it, this kid nailed it. This kid nailed. I'm
Yeah,
confused. I'm scared. All in one emotion, but
dude.
also I need to do something too. Is in his eyes.
This is the year of horror kid actors. Holy shit, dude. 28 years later, that kid's the best kid I've ever seen in my life. You got
Yeah,
the kid from Sinners, unbelievable singer, unbelievable actor. You got the kid from Don't Bring Her Back, who's literally just like the makeup he had to go through is
right.
incredible. And then you got this kid. I mean, compared to when we were young, like the kid actors were like the kid from New Nightmare and like the Santa Claus and stuff. And you're like, they're fine, but these are like thespian, like freaking good
Yeah,
actors. It's
like these kids are
crazy.
definitely in their trailer, like smoking cigarettes. Like, like when are we? When's the next reel? It's like, dude, you're 8. You shouldn't be smoking
They're
those.
they're so
So
good.
stressed and so like, I gotta get this line right.
I'm
Like,
so impressed. I don't know. Kid acting has gotten too good to be true. So,
yeah, for
anyways,
sure.
so the movie though, yeah. So we've done the setup. It starts off with like a young girl kind of narrating what's going on. And a lot of people have said that her narration is not supposed to be taken 100% seriously. It's almost like she's telling like an urban legend that she's been
Yeah,
heard and told because there's things that like don't add up.
like
Um,
it like kind of ends like just like don't go out at night. Like kind of it sounded like a spooky story almost.
Yeah. So, she's a kid, so she's not going to have all the facts, but she's our narrator and she's apparently not a reliable narrator. So, anyways, so the first character we meet, I think the first story we follow is the teachers. I think her name is Justine. And
Hmm.
dude, I just got to say, maybe it's because I'm a former alcoholic, whatever. I think I love seeing alcoholic characters, main characters, because they're flawed. They're real people that have flaws. So her, like, she shouldn't be drinking right now. She should be trying to get her life back on track, but she's flawed. She's a real person. So
Yeah, and alcohol, we know the secret to it. When you drink, when you have a problem, and you drink because you have a problem, now you have two
yeah,
problems.
yeah,
So now she's just gonna get herself into more trouble, get in a DUI,
yeah,
get in a fight, make someone cheat on her husband or on his wife, like and just in the town could say she's an alcoholic,
yeah.
and then that's an like it could just it could spiral in a bad way. So it's like the last thing she should be doing is drinking, but there's a lot of things that happen in her scene. There's a huge like town meeting, and that's when they kind of witch hunt her, and they're like, she knows this doesn't make sense. There's only two people left in that classroom. It's the one kid, Alex, and the teacher, and they don't blame the kid, they blame her, and they want to know answers. And the principal is really nice on her side, but they have to make her leave. They say, hey, you know, go home. You're out of the school for now. It's the only way we're gonna like keep things under control. The town's starting to get really heated. And
Mhm.
what does she do? She resorts to drinking because she's
Yeah,
like, I'm home. Like,
yeah,
I'm bored out of my mind and I'm fucking freaking out and having nightmares at night about what happened because she wants to know. She's innocent and has
yeah,
no idea what's going on.
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly to your point. Like she's drinking in the car, like going on stakeouts. She's not listening to her
Hmm.
boss. Like even when she's doing something wrong, she's still drinking when she's doing it. So it's like, yeah, you're gonna get even more
Yeah,
trouble
you're gonna get
now.
yourself
So
into big trouble. Yeah, so and you feel it when like she goes to the like the liquor store and she sees the bottle and what does she do? She grabs two
yeah.
because she's just like F it,
Yeah,
F
no,
it.
yeah. And she doesn't have any kids, she doesn't have a husband, she doesn't have anybody that's kind of like, "Hey, like I love you, I care about you." She doesn't have anybody like that.
Yeah.
So, and the whole town hates her. So, it's really interesting to see a main character like that. Like I love that. And then yeah, people are painting the word witch on her car and all this stuff
People are
and
ringing her doorbell
yeah.
at late nights when she's watching some random TV show trying to just take her mind off of it.
Yeah.
But she has nightmares
Yeah.
and about the kid, not about anything else, but like the kid. And she's like, something's up with this kid. So she becomes obsessed. And she's like, if the cops aren't going to do anything, I'm going to do something.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like I'm trying, it's so out of order. It's hard to put this in order. But
Yeah.
meanwhile, she's at the bar. she invites her cop lover, who is married and who the wife wants to have a baby, and he's an alcoholic too.
Yeah.
And the wife is like, "Hey, are you going to any meetings? Are you doing this?" She's going out of town, and he's like, "I'm in his job." He's a great actor too because he's getting miserable,
Oh,
right?
he plays
Like,
miserable so believable. When he
yeah, I
got off the
know.
phone with his wife and he's like, God, he like puts
He
it
just
away.
puts
I
his
was like,
gun and it's just like, yeah, you get that feeling like
yeah,
he wants to use it. And he does that and his father-in-law's his boss. It's like, oh, dude,
yeah. He's the
hell
kind of
on earth.
guy who literally is not living the life he wants. He's living the life that was set up for him. And that's why he's so
Yeah.
miserable. He's married to a woman he doesn't want to be with. He's got a job that he doesn't want because he got it through his wife. So it's like everything about his life is
Yeah.
like, I don't like what I'm doing, and it's coming out in my mood and my addictions. And
And we
it's
also learn that he deals with some shitty stuff being a cop too. So he's just all around miserable.
his scene with the needle is
We were gonna get
one
there.
of the most intense. I literally can't even fathom what I would do if that happened to me. And I like
We'll
blocked it
we'll get
out.
we'll get into that. We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
All
that.
right. So
But
yeah, so
back
his
to
scene
what's
is
her
fan.
name? Just
There's
Justine. What's her
Justine.
name?
There's Justine,
Yeah.
and I think Paul is his name. I think the
Hmm.
cop. And yeah, so they hook up, they have sex, and you know, it's just like a love fling. Clearly, they've had a past together. And whenever his wife goes out of town, she's there, and that's what
We learn
happens.
that she comes home early, finds out, meets Justine at a liquor store, beats the sh not beats the shit out of her, but really like lays it into her at the liquor
I think
store
she
or
pours
whatever.
liquor on her. I think
Yeah, well,
when
she
she comes
pulls her
home.
hair, hits her, and
Yeah,
assaults
yeah.
her, and then pours liquor on her. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul's wife, figures out that they're having an affair. Yeah, so yeah, so that's an interesting thing. And then it moves on to Josh Brolin's character, who his son is missing, and he's also miserable. Him and his wife hate each other, and he sleeps in his son's bed, and he basically is like, I never told my son I loved him. So he's got this like overwhelming guilt on him that he was not a good father until his son disappeared. He's not a good husband, clearly not that good of a worker either because he's fucking up all the paint orders and all that stuff. So like he's like not doing well either. No one's
That,
doing
but
well.
but but instead of resorting to alcohol like Justine, he's resorting to I'm gonna find my kid
Yeah, it's all
and
he's got.
fix it.
It's all he's
Yeah.
got left. So he's an asshole, but he's like kind of a justified asshole. And he's trying to figure it out. So yeah, so he eventually watches the ring cam footage and starts to figure out the directions that they're going. And he gets other neighbors' footage and he sees the directions they're going and he starts to pin together what's going on. So
And
he's
the way they're
really
running, he's like, the way they're running is all the same. Like, what's with the running?
all right. You
Which
ready
was
for
interesting.
this? The running. Do you know what that's based off of?
Then the road to run? I
No,
don't fucking know.
no, no. That's what everybody keeps saying. No, it's pretty fucked up. So there's a picture that came out, I believe, in the late 60s or the early 70s. I don't know, but it's a picture from Vietnam,
The
and
neat
it's
napalm girl?
the napalm girl,
Yeah,
and her
yeah.
arms are out like this, and that's what it's supposed to reference.
That's fucked.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a really, the first time I saw it, I was like, I don't like this. But then you're like, it's so unnatural that it's kind of like interesting. Like nobody would ever run like that, like unless you're like under a spell. It's just like,
Just it's like they're rabid, yeah.
yeah,
But we'll get into that too. But to finish up Justine's chapter, and I forget how it ends, but she is really pushing it. She's drinking one, but she's been told multiple times, do not contact Alex. Do
yeah,
not, he does not want to see you. And what does she do? She's following him home from school. She's spying on them. She's creeping on the house. The house is all like boarded, not boarded up, but covered with
newspapers.
newspapers so you
Yeah.
can't see in it. And yeah, it's she's gonna get in herself in the real hot water if she doesn't watch it, but she also wants to find out what's going on. She's like, I know it has something to do with Alex. So she finally confronts Alex, and Alex is just like, get the away from me and like leave me alone. Um, and I think that was like the end of her chapter, right?
Yeah. I can't remember exactly how it ends, but
I think it might end with her at the bar with the cop and then them leaving the bar or something like that. And then it goes into the cop's character. Or
I think it's Josh Brolin first, maybe. I feel like
right.
it's him. I don't know. But so yeah, so Josh Brolin, the cop, and Justine, those are the first three. So we covered those ones. Then the next one is the principal, which I just think this guy is like an unbelievably good actor. I like
Yeah.
believed that guy was a principal, like hook, line, and sinker. He was like, he basically was like, I can't, you can't do this, and I'll explain why. And you know, so I don't know. I just really believed everything he said. I thought he was such a good character. And then like it was so funny. He's such a good authoritative kind of mediator at all of the school functions and with his employees. And then all of a sudden, when it's him and his husband, they're just like dressed like Mickey Mouse and eating
Yeah, no,
hot
it made you
dogs.
laugh. Like a
Yeah.
principal's just another person just trying to get through the goddamn day.
Yeah.
Like,
And, you know, he's trying to be polite and all this stuff. But I really like the principal character. I thought he was
mhm.
just, the actor was great. I've never seen him in anything. And I was like, I fucking love this guy. And
I
also,
got to look at. I recognize him. So keep
he's
talking.
the scariest looking guy, too, when he's like possessed, when his eyes are like bulging
Well,
out of
because
their
he
head.
knocked him out of his head.
Dude,
Like,
I thought that was so good. He looked so scary the way he was running, his deadpan face and his eyes. I was like, this guy's creepy looking. So yeah, I love that scene. So basically, we're kind of moving through the
it's
movie
hard.
pretty
It's hard
quick.
to not
Yeah.
do the plot correctly because the movie bounces around.
Yeah. But the scene, I guess we can get into when the witch arrives then basically.
Do you want to talk with the needle first and
Sure.
James?
Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. That's right. The yeah, James the junkie. So yeah, that scene is, dude. Because I've seen a lot of Cops, and every episode of Cops, they're always like, "Do you have anything that will stick or poke me?" They always say that, and they're like,
Yeah.
"No." And I've never seen an episode of Cops where they actually do. This is the moment where he says it. The cop is patting down the junkie, and he's like, "Do you have anything that'll poke or stick me?" And he's like, "I don't think so." And then he pokes his finger with a used needle. I That's like my fucking nightmare, dude. That
So
is the
can I
worst.
ask you this? Do you think it's justified for the cop to hit him?
No, but
I think it is.
well, no, because
I think that cop, you just assaulted me by
he,
lying to me,
yes,
and I went in your hand and you hurt me. I don't know what else you have. Boom, I'm knocking you out. I think he's totally justified.
he's gonna lose his job.
No
But
doubt, but like I'm like, dude, that I get it. I get it, you
I
know?
understand it, but I wouldn't condone it.
Plus
What
he's having a really shitty day.
whoop de doo,
So
dude? He's
that
about to
doesn't
lose his job.
aside from that, you just got AIDS. Like you just gave me AIDS essentially.
Well, he did, yeah. So when you do that, when you tell, when a cop is patting you down and they say, "Do you have anything that will poke or stick me?" and they say no, and then they do, that's assault on a police officer. So that
That's why I
guy,
think he could instantly take him down,
no,
cuff
you
him, but he
can't,
doesn't.
you can't just,
It's excessive force, of course,
yeah,
but
no, that's not how it works. So yeah, so he should have just been like, I mean, obviously freaked out, but be like, okay, so now you're going to jail for assaulting a police officer. He never has to worry about it. But that's not what he does. He beats the shit out of the guy. He
true.
unplugs the camera so he can't see what's happening. That gets a notification like, hey, by the way, this cop just unplugged his camera. Yeah, so he realizes like, fuck, I just fucked up way more than I would have if I just like freaked out myself. So then he lets the guy go. And he's like, if I ever see you again, I'm going to like
Hmm.
mess you up, sort of thing. So then he goes, tries to fix his finger, explains to his boss, his father in law, what happened. And he's basically like, all right, in a month,
You
all
got a
this
month
footage
and
will
a
be
month,
gone.
yeah.
If this guy comes to this and reports it, you're in big trouble and there's nothing I can do. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that sucks. And the junkie character is just like, he is so out of it. He has no idea what's going on ever, basically. He lives in the woods. He's just kind of going around. Every single car he sees, he tries to open. The
Which was
cop,
like comedic relief in the movie, like him going to the pawn shop with like little kid like iPads or like
yeah.
lily pad things,
It's funny, but dude, it's really
leapfrog.
sad. Like there
No, I
are
mean that's
people
what
like
you do
that.
as a drug addict. If you're a drug addict, you'll do anything. You're calling your brother you haven't called in 4 years and asking him for $20 so you can get clothes for your job that you
Don't
like.
have. Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. It's really sad.
That
Yeah.
phone conversation is so realistic of people
Oh
like, so
yeah.
I'll pay mom back, but I need $20 to get the shoes. And he like gets angry. And then you hear him a minute later leaving a message like, I'm sorry I yelled. I don't know if I articulated this correctly, how much I need the money. So please call me back. And he's just like, his brain is fried.
Drugs, drugs,
So
drugs. Just want drugs. Just want drugs.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second he wakes up, he's like, okay, I need drugs. I have no money. I need to steal. Then I'll get drugs. And that's his entire day. So yeah, so he's a character that's just around, but he's a very integral part of the plot. All right, so we move
He
on.
robs the cars. Cop needle scene happens. He leaves, but then he goes to Alex's house. and he goes in there and he starts robbing it. He finds silver, he gets some
Mm.
money, he smokes, but
But
then
the
he sees the kids in the
But the
basement.
reason he goes to the house, I thought was brilliant. So he's just walking down the street and then he sees Alex's house and there's all these newspapers on the driveway. So he's like, oh shit, no one's
They're not
there.
home. Yeah.
That was so smart to get him to go there because otherwise you're like, why would he ever just choose that house? But that
Yeah.
was like, boom, that draws him there. Love that. And then you're right. Yeah.
Druggies are pretty smart. They can put things together when drugs are involved.
Well,
Like they're
yeah.
like
They're
so
resourceful. Yeah.
he breaks in, does that, and then sees the parents there catatonic and
Yeah.
freaks out. He's tripping balls too. And then he goes in the basement and sees the kids and he just runs out, right? He leaves. But then he goes to the pawn shop and then he sees the reward for $50,000 or
Yeah.
whatever if you report this. So he calls up. That phone call was hilarious too. He's like, "Yo, I want to know how to get the reward, how this works, because like I know where these kids are. Like I know, like I got them. Like
Yeah.
they're in the house in the basement somewhere. It's really scary. Like, and you feel bad for this character too because he seems like a nice guy. It's just like he's a drug addict.
Yeah.
Um, and so he heads to the police station and who told him not to go there? The cop that he stuck with the needle but he's not going to report him.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to tell about the kids
Right.
to get the
Right.
$50,000 reward. There's the whole scene in the woods, and like you said, probably one of the scarier shots in the movie is the witch in the woods
Yeah.
waving at the guy who's high.
Yeah. And he's like, what is happening? And then another needle scene happens, but this time it's like under his
Three
eye.
needles to the
Yeah.
face, like right
And
here.
yeah. Now, so like, AIDS obviously is one thing, but dude, hepatitis,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
there's a million diseases you could get from used needles. And yeah. And then he asks him, he's like, do you have AIDS? And he's like, I don't think so. And it's
Yeah.
just like, he's like, fuck, like that moment must be just unbelievably
I
scary.
feel like that was one of the moments where like I wouldn't believe this drug addict, even if he did say he knew where the kids were. But I think because this cop had such a thing for Justine that he just like is giving like the inch of the benefit of the doubt to like maybe this fucking drug addict knows something.
You know,
So
this
no,
is
like
my
that's the only reason why this cop didn't use that shotgun on him, I think, is Justine. Like
probably.
really.
But I think
Um
this is the funniest part in the movie is so the cop is like, fuck it. So he takes James the junkie and they go to the house and he's like, you stay in the back. I'm going to go in there. So here's the thing that I thought was hilarious. When James is in the house and he finds the kids, the clock says 11, like 13 a.m. So it's
yeah,
morning. Okay. So then he goes to the house, goes inside, and doesn't come back out until it's literally
at
dark
least 6 p.m.
outside.
At least 6 p.m.
So
So it's been like 6 hours, and this kid probably pissed and shit himself
yeah.
already.
He's just like, what's happening, man? He's just like sitting in the car, like, come on. And like he's freaking out because he's no
Having
idea.
withdrawals
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah, like
No idea what's going on. So I just thought that was so funny when it cuts to the cop going in the house and the sun's up. And then the next shot is James just like hitting his head on the ceiling, like, come on, like, where are you? Like he's freaking out.
it's like
That was
six
great.
hours later. Yeah.
And that's so scary too. Is James eventually he sees the door open? He's like, finally. And then it's Paul, the cop, with his eyes just buggy, and he goes and just drags him inside the house. And you're like, that's scary. And then earlier, we forgot to mention this scene. Justine, the Julia Garner character, she's staking out Alex's house. She falls asleep. And I thought this scene
Oh
was so
yeah.
scary.
This is probably the scariest scene in the movie.
You just
Yeah.
see the mom like stumble out like with scissors and she's like not like walking normally and she goes out and she just cuts her hair while she's sleeping because the witch needs DNA from whoever she's gonna mess
She just
with.
needs an object. She doesn't need hair. She just needs an
Yeah,
object.
something of
So
theirs. Yeah. So all right, so now we've basically set up the whole plot. We've hit a lot of the main plot points. Now we get to meet the witch. So the witch is played by, do you know who she's played by, Eric? Do you know who that woman was?
no, no, I didn't. No.
Oh,
Who?
it's she's from Uncle Buck. She's John Candy's love interest in Uncle Buck.
Right, right,
They
right.
were,
Some told me she was something else in another big movie too, in Field of Dreams or
I think she's
something.
in that. Yeah, she's the
Yeah,
redhead from Uncle
yeah.
Buck. And I was like, wow, like what a transformation. Um, so here's the thing I don't understand. So the witch is using these kids to become young. She's
I think
trying.
get healthy. I think just
Yeah,
not even get young like Hocus Pocus, but like that's another comparative movie as well, Hocus Pocus. But I really think she just needs these kids to cure her.
Okay, so that's what we're supposed to believe. That's what she's doing. The one thing that I don't understand is she actually that mom's aunt, or is she?
No, no,
I
they say
don't. But
that.
they do say that.
They say that at the end when they get rescued, and we can go to the ending if you want now. He goes
Nah,
to, so they haven't seen her in 15 years.
that's what they
They know
say.
she's sick.
Yeah.
So I think she's dressing up to look like her sister. And
Okay.
they're like she's unrecognizable. They think she's pretty much on hospice by how bad she looks.
Yeah.
So I think it's just been like, imagine me or you. You haven't seen me in 15 years, and I look totally different. It's because like she's sick, But
Yeah. Okay. But
she probably made herself to look like that's not her real aunt, though.
but then
That's the
why
great.
choose her? Why did the witch choose this family to do this to?
I don't know
That
because
that that's what
she
I don't
knows
understand.
she knows she can infiltrate it because she
How?
knows that this is a sister that doesn't know her sister.
How does she know
Like
that though?
I don't
That
know that either,
that's
but
what I
she's a
don't
witch.
understand.
She's a witch. They could have explained that more, but it also does a little thing to the viewer where it's just like, okay, well, of course that doesn't make sense. But yeah, that's a great question.
That's my
But
biggest gripe.
that is not they are not related is the real
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because I don't like that. Because they do say a couple things that help it out. Like the dad is like, she didn't come to our wedding, like that sort of thing. And it's like we haven't seen her in
Right, right.
15
They haven't
years.
seen her in
No,
forever,
I know,
dude.
but
Forever.
dude,
So
if I didn't see my aunt for 15 years, I would still know what she looks like, though, and at least be like,
you think,
yeah,
or
but dude,
like,
like she
does
has to
she have a
still.
Facebook? Like,
I don't know, but anyway, so it's just a little, it's a little vague on how the witch knew. Okay, I should go to these people, and so it was just, I didn't love that, but whatever. That's not that big of a deal. Um, so the witch comes to their house, and the dad doesn't want her there. The son is
well,
kind of freaked
maybe she
out.
puts a spell on them too, to like a disguise spell. You never know. You never.
I
She's a
know,
witch.
but
She's a
just
witch.
I know, but I want a little like explain that. Like I don't know. Anyways, just something to make me be like, why this family if you're not actually related to them. So, anyways, um, so the witch comes to the house. The dad doesn't want her there. The son is scared, and the mom is kind of just like, well, it's family. We have to do this sort of thing. Like, what is she gonna live on the streets? Like, we got to help her. So it's like, okay. So she comes. She's got this plant. She's really old, and she comes in the house and she basically possesses the mom and dad like immediately. Like the next day, Alex comes downstairs and the mom and dad are just sitting at the table like catatonic, and all they can do is be like, "Hi, Alex, how are you? How was school?" And just like very, very basic stuff. And then the witch is basically like, "Hi, Alex," is trying to be nice to him
Yeah.
and to be like, "You're gonna do what I say." And then he's like, "I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is freaking me out." So the witch is like, "Okay, here's the deal." And she makes the parents take forks and start stabbing themselves in the face like repeatedly. And she's like, I can make them eat each other. I can make them do whatever I want.
Hmm.
So you're going to be a good boy, right? And then he's like, fuck. So he's freaked out and he's like, okay. Basically, he figures out that the witch is like, I'm really sick. I can't go to the hospital. And he's like, well, if I make you better, like, will you leave? And she's like, yes, I can leave if you make me better. So here's what I need you to do. I need you to go collect an item from every kid in your class and bring it back here. And then I'll get better and I'll leave. And he's like, okay. So he's just doing this to get his parents back, to get the witch out of here. And what he does is he collects an item from every kid in his class, brings it home. And what the witch has to do is she takes the item, she like wraps it around this like evil branch stick or whatever. She cuts her hand,
Yeah.
she rubs some blood on it, and then when she breaks it with the totem around the thing, they essentially become like weaponized. They go after whoever she wants them to. They run in any direction, unstoppable, kind of like killing machines. So she has them all at 217. She breaks it. All those kids run to that one house and they all go to the basement. And then we assume she's sucking their energy out somehow or something like that.
Or is planning to make a stew eventually or
Something.
something.
She's
Yeah.
looking to do something. The parents are up there. They're like her bodyguards essentially. They're just standing there on wait, for anybody that comes in. And Alex is just going to school. He has to feed his parents like chicken soup and just keep them alive, basically.
Also, the students in the basement he has to
Yeah,
feed
he's to
soup.
feed
So
them too.
all those 20-ish kids in the basement he has to spend going to get soup. He goes to the store to get soup. It's messed up. This kid is gonna need some therapy,
Oh,
dude.
he's messed. His parents never recover either, so it's like,
Yeah.
okay, he's fucked. But yeah. So then everything is basically the whole town is freaking out. They don't know what's going on. I'm a little surprised they don't keep checking up on Alex, but basically Alex's aunt, the witch, goes to the school and is like, the father had a stroke, the mother's really sick. I'm his legal guardian now. And she basically starts going after the principal. And this scene I just thought was incredible. Like, she goes into the principal's house and is like, I need water. I need all this stuff. And then the husband's like, oh, she's an old lady. Like, let her in. Let's help her or whatever.
Yeah.
And the principal's like, this is inappropriate. Like, I don't want parents at my
I don't
house, like
want
all
this
this
on
stuff.
record,
Yeah.
like all yeah, all that.
But the father, his husband's like, no, she's an old lady. And the line where she's like, can we get you a glass of water? She's like, a bowl. And it's like
Yeah, like says it so like that, like
it's like a
a bowl.
bowl of water. She's like, yeah, it's
Well, very particular or
no,
so
she's
something
literally
like
like, I don't even try to rationalize it anymore. I know it's weird. And I was like, okay. So then they give her a bowl of water. She does she stole his ribbon from the office, the principal's
yeah.
ribbon. So then she literally does the whole spell in front of them and makes the principal kill his husband by
Well,
smashing.
she also the thing about the kids is she doesn't tie that to anything. She just brings them to the house. They're not weaponized because in order to weaponize, you tie two things
Yeah.
together.
You need something else, the targets thing.
So that was the kid thing, I guess. I don't know, but there's like 17 things, and it was more like not like the sticks thing. It was more like a bowl thing she was doing with the kids. But this, like, she also like at the house cuts the hair of the husband
Yeah.
or boyfriend of the principal,
Yeah.
and like he's like she just fucking cut my hair, and it's like all right, it's time to go, it's time to go, and she just does it really quickly, and then it's like he goes to call 911, rings the bell, puts him under a spell, which shows that she can do spells without the breaking of the stick too.
Mm.
So that brings up your point too, that like all these other people in the town are probably under spells of not to report things to like outside the town, not to go check up on the house. Um, so she has other spells besides this weapon spell, we know. And then yeah, she breaks the stick and it's just like instantly the guy turns 90 degrees and just attacks his partner, and it's like, wow, that was crazy.
It's so scary because when you're infected like that, you literally nothing phases you. You're just
Yeah.
nonstop on the attack. And it's really scary. It's almost like Evil Dead, but even more crazy because they're not like trying to scare you. They're literally just like, all I want to do is kill you. I don't care about anything. And that
Yeah.
was really
Yeah, and
scary.
he literally headbutts his partner to death to the point where his whole head is caved in, which I mean, as someone who's given out headbutts, has received headbutts, Don Berger, a guest on this podcast on his wedding, has received a headbutt from me. No one wins in a headbutt. So that principle too is going to be, if he ever comes to, which he's done,
Yeah,
he's going to
he
be
dies.
drinking out of a straw. Like
Yeah.
his whole frontal is done too, which we know.
Yeah, but I just think the scene after that, because he then snaps it and he just stands up and runs and he starts running after the teacher, the Julia teacher. So Julie,
Now the flashback scene's making sense of the whole gas station scene that we saw earlier. So he's running through baseball fields, houses, doesn't care. It's just a straight line to his target,
yeah,
like a heat-seeking missile, which I
yeah,
think Josh Brolin says eventually. And that scene was insane at the gas station.
yeah, he's just chasing him. Josh Brolin tries to intervene, but the principal just won't stop. And
Mm.
eventually he's just chasing her and he just gets nailed by a car and he dies immediately. And it was just like shit. And I
Can I say
kind of,
one thing too? Josh Brolin with the punching, his hands totally fucking just dust. Like the amount of punching he does in this movie, I'm just watching him and I'm like, you're old one thing, you're not young, but also his hand must be just dead by the end of this
well,
movie.
his hand's really dead as a principal because he breaks the window
Yeah.
with his fist. He breaks the car window. And it's like the scene in Terminator where it's like every bone in his hand is shattered. It's like he
Yeah,
that
that,
bad.
but Josh Brolin as well throughout the movie.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, I love the scene too at the gas station where she runs into like the convenience store, the gas station. It's like,
Yeah.
help me, help me. And the guy behind the counter is like, never seen anything like this. And then as she's running, I said, fucking help me. And like, I love that scene.
No, I love that. Yeah, the guy's like, get out of my store. And she's like, fucking help me. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
like that's like my favorite part of the movie.
yeah, that was a great line. So yeah, so now we're basically at the end. I mean, Alex is by himself, you know, he's freaking out, and basically she's like, we're gonna leave. So you need to
Well, no,
get
no, no, not now. Her and Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin went to that gas station to confront her, and
yeah,
now he knows two things. One, it's not her.
yeah,
Two, the way that guy was running was similar to the
yeah, the
kids.
kids with their
And
arms
he
back.
clicks that together, and
Yeah,
then he shows her the map,
yeah,
and it's like they're all going here. And she's like, holy shit. Like, he almost pinpointed it perfectly, but she's like, that's Alex's house.
yeah,
Then it all clicked. And
yeah,
then they go to Alex's house, they stake it out, and then she sees her cop lover come out, and she's like, holy shit, that's Paul, remember?
yeah.
And then that's when they go in.
Yeah. And but before that though, the witch does tell Alex, like, we're leaving. You're coming with me,
Yes.
we're leaving. So he's like, fuck, like I thought you were gonna leave. I thought I was doing this so you'd leave. And so she's like, oh, okay, so he's lying. She's lying to me. So then all hell breaks loose.
One more thing too. She says to him too, there's a line of salt outside of her door,
Yeah.
and she puts the parents behind the salt of her door. And so he realizes that those are your bodyguards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
And she's like, don't
if
cross the salt.
anyone crosses the salt, they'll come weaponize.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. No,
And
yeah.
that's what happens when Josh Brolin. But so like the salt, once you cross it, weaponize.
Yeah.
Um, and what the kid does, he starts preparing. He puts on his shoes. Remember, he's
Mm-hmm.
like he puts on his running shoes, and he's like preparing to do this. And then
Yeah.
shit starts to go down at the same time. He's gonna go trigger the salt, and then Josh Brolin and Justine walk in and see the salt. Justine, I think no, who's crosses the salt? Justine crosses the salt.
I can't remember.
I think Justine does, and then Josh Brolin comes in and is fighting James,
Yeah.
and then Paul is Josh is fighting the drug addict, and Justine's fighting Paul,
Yeah.
and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's a long, drawn out kind of fight scene. They ultimately end up winning, but Josh Brolin
how
also gets
about did
possessed.
you like the peeler scene? Was that your favorite scene?
Oh God. That was really tough to watch. Yeah, she takes a potato peeler to Paul's face and
I
peels. Yeah.
looked away and I said, okay, that's it. And I looked back and it was like midway through the
Yeah.
second peel, and I was like, God damn.
I
But then,
still would rather have that than the needle. I still would.
oof, you really don't like needles then.
No, it's not needles. It's the diseases you're going to get from the needles.
Totally.
The potato peeler. It's like, oh man, my face is fucked up. It's like
You're gonna get an infection from that, but not like hepatitis.
not like a used needle from a
A
shared
drug addict. Yeah,
drug
yeah.
addict. Like
Totally.
you don't you the unbelievable amount of diseases you could get from that versus one potato peeler, which okay, maybe it's got like E. coli on it, like whatever. Anyways,
Okay.
um,
Good. We'll have to add that to a thing on social. Like, would you rather a potato peeler to the dome or a needle to the finger?
a needle to the finger of a drug addict, not just a normal needle. If it was a normal needle, then no, fuck it. You can stab me with a normal needle all day. You don't stab
Okay.
me with a needle that someone's been shooting
What
up.
if they swab you before? No, I'm kidding.
No,
I'm kidding.
no, that
All
doesn't
right.
do it.
So Paul is attacking Justine. Also, don't forget that they're love interest in some way. Like, yeah, they love each other.
Mm-hmm.
She is able to unholster his gun while she is barely hanging on,
Mm-hmm.
and she shoots him. Meanwhile, Josh is fighting
No,
James.
no, wait. She shoots
Wait,
him through the neck and he doesn't die and he just keeps
yeah,
going. So then she takes another one and then blows his head off and then he dies.
temple,
That
yeah.
was crazy. I love that.
And then we see Josh Brolin like fighting James, and he's at the basement and he sees the kids,
Yeah.
right? So, but then Justine shows up, blows James's brains out.
Well, also Josh Brolin is in the basement. The witch is in the basement.
Well,
The
that's
witch.
that's later. That's later. So Justine, what does she do after that?
No, so Justine's upstairs fighting Paul, and then Josh Brolin he kills the junkie. Then
No, he doesn't. Justine does.
or okay, whatever. So then, but he goes to the basement because he's like, I don't have to deal with anybody anymore. He goes downstairs, and the witch is down there and grabs
Yeah.
him. And then he comes back upstairs, and he's possessed too. So he starts fighting
Yes.
Julia. But then, while this
The
is all
kid
happening, the
hits
kid,
the salt.
yeah, and they chase
Parents.
him. That was an incredibly scary scene, especially when you see the door like literally like just about to come off the hinge. And I was like, Jesus, imagine these are
Very,
your
very,
parents.
very like shining too, with their heads
Oh
are like
yeah.
poking
But these are
through.
his
Yeah.
parents. Like I just think that's so scary. So then he ends up doing the spell himself. He like, wraps up all the stuff and then breaks it and everybody turns and goes after the witch. And all the kids
That
wake
scene
up.
though, where the witch realizes it though,
Oh, no, that's great. Okay, so let me ask you. What did you think of the ending? What did you
I thought it
think?
was the best 10 minutes of the movie.
Okay. I really did not like how goofy it got. I thought it was too long and I thought it was too funny when the witch is running and she's going through 8 different houses and they're all breaking through the windows. I feel like I would have been more effective if they just literally all charged her and just tore her to shreds right there. We didn't need the whole drag out running. It got too goofy. It was too funny for me.
You would want it to be more. You would want it to stay serious, is what you're saying.
I'm fine with her running a little bit, but it literally turned into like and the kids are falling through the window and it was so long and I was just like, okay, I love when they get her. I love when they tear her to shreds. That's what I expect. But this lady's fucking like 300 years old. She's not
As far
outrunning a
as we
bunch of
know,
8-year-olds.
at least from that
Whatever.
consumption line from the Oregon Trail. That's
Even
all
if
we
she
know.
was 60, a 60-year-old woman
Yeah,
is not outrunning a bunch of 8-year-olds. And
I know. She knew though. Like the second she heard the twig snap, and she's just, oh fuck. Like I have like, like I'm
no,
done.
that's
Like
great. Do all that the same. Just don't have this whole like running through, every house. And
I
there's
thought it
just,
was awesome. You hated
I
that?
didn't hate it, but I feel like in the movie, it didn't need that big comedic
So
twist
you
at the end.
wanted them to just come up the stairs and get her?
Or
Would
she
you
could
rather
start
that?
running. She could start running, but don't make it that far because it just felt like this is supposed to be comedic now. And I was like, hmm. So
It wasn't comedic. It was just like that's what would happen. She would run and get as far as she can, but those kids are gonna get her because they are a weapon. But I just loved like the freaking like action kids jumping out the window, and I really liked
yeah,
it.
I don't know.
You did? Okay, that's fine.
It was too goofy for me. It
So
really
you
was.
love this movie, but you don't like that scene.
Yeah, I
That's
don't.
insane. That's insane to me.
I think that it could have been done better. I think that the ultimate goal of what they did was great, but I think that for me at least, I liked the tone of the movie. And then at that point, I was just like, this feels like it's supposed to be a funny moment. When I saw it in theaters, people were laughing. And I was like,
That's I think that like it's a theater experience there where you're just like, oh my God. Like when they like
yeah,
literally tear her apart,
it
like
just
a
felt serious for
Stretch
most of it.
Armstrong.
Mm, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with the how it all happened to that
Like
point.
her running in a pink
I don't like
robe.
that. I don't like that. Yeah. It just felt like, she's this unbelievable force to be reckoned with. And then that happens. She's like, oh my God. Like you'd think she would try to stop them or something, but no, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a personal thing. Some people love it. I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like people either love that or hate that. And I,
Interesting.
I don't like that.
I loved it. I'm part of the 50 that loved it. I thought it was the best 10 minutes of the film was the end.
Yeah, no. So then that's basically it. So now we get another narration of them just being like, and the parents or the kids were returned to their parents. Most of them are no one ever, or they just started speaking again.
Well,
She's,
no, Josh Brolin finally finds his kid.
yeah, yeah,
And then I think at that moment we learned that that kid was the bully to
yeah.
Alex.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
So
He's
it's
the kid
like,
that throws a
oh
pencil at
shit.
Alex. Yeah,
Like that was the kid because he's in the basement looking for his son. That was one thing too that I thought was funny. Obviously, it's darker than what we're seeing, but he's like pulling girls like whatever his kid's name is, like William,
Alex.
and it's like
Or no, his
no
name is Matthew. Matthew.
Matthew, and like it's like a girl with long hair. It's like clearly that's not Matthew,
Matthew
but
has long hair
Matthew
though.
has long
Yeah,
hair. Yeah,
yeah.
exact. All right. Wow. Just there was my
You know what
brain
I
working.
thought would have been funny is when Alex was having to feed Matthew if he just like whipped a pencil out his eye or something, because
No, no, but if you watch that scene where he's feeding him, he like helps like actually he's Matthew's drooling and he like helps pick up his drool. So he's
yeah,
actually very caring, which is like Alex is such a good kid. He's our savior this movie.
yeah,
Like he saved everyone that I mean, you wish he could have done it sooner
yeah. But
with the
basically,
poor cop who died and the James too, the drug addict. But
yeah, most people die in this movie except for the kids, but most of the adults end up dying. but yeah, so the movie ends with everyone's still in a catatonic state, and the narrator says, and some of the kids actually started talking again, and it was just like it's
It
really
ends on a it
sad.
ends on a hopeful note though, and they made it sound like 6 months later they started talking.
I don't know, but it's sad because Alex's parents never came back, so he's living with another aunt. It says
His
so.
his actual aunt, they say.
Yeah, they're like, and this one's a nice one, I'm told, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the last line is like, and a couple kids just started talking again. So it's like, you
There's
hope,
hope. There's a
yeah.
glimmer of hope.
But anyways,
Yeah.
I think this is such a good film, even with the things I have issues with. It's like Sinners. Like I still love Sinners, but there's a lot of problems with it still.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
but at least this movie wasn't like this is better than The Lion King and Titanic and The Godfather. I'm like, okay.
Well, I went into this too, Alec. My biggest problem was like, why isn't this mainstream? And then you kind of made me feel like, oh yeah, she's a witch. She could probably control that. So
Yeah.
that was my biggest thing. Like, why isn't this all over the national news? Why aren't like news crews everywhere? Like, how is Alex's house like have newspapers out in front of it? Like, it should be completely thoroughly searched.
Yeah, my logic behind all that is the witch has infected the town, and
Yep.
I think she's made everybody dumber and less trusting. Because why would it take them, Josh Brolin, this long to figure out? Okay, I'm gonna like watch the direction my son runs in, and then watch another video. So I feel like the witch is messing. It's making them take longer to do things that they should have already done.
But yeah, I mean, overall, like very thought-provoking movie and keeps you guessing. Like if you talk to someone like, oh, I knew the whole movie, like obviously that was gonna happen. Like, no, I don't believe you if you say that. This is a movie that is like no one knows what's gonna happen. And if you
Mhm.
say you know what's gonna happen, you're full of shit.
Yeah, so if I were you, man, I would check out Barbarian because
Yeah.
it is fantastic. It's different than this. It's a little shorter, but I think it's equally as impressive. And Zach Cregger has become my favorite modern horror director as a
Love
result
it.
of these two.
I will
So
watch Barbarian. My other coworker just told me today, like to watch it. He didn't like it, but he said you'd like it too. So
I think it's great. I love it. Bill Skarsgård's and it's got like a great cast. But yeah, Weapons is freaking phenomenal. So check it out if you haven't yet. It's a great film. So I'm excited to see what Zach Cregger does next. But for now, why don't we spin the wheel?
go to the closest one. It's a ways away. Adam's Family. Believe it or not. Adam's Family.
Great. Oh God. All
Totally
right.
pivot from the 2025 we've been doing.
Yeah, this is the 1991 Adams Family with Christina Ricci and yeah. So
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd and what's her name? The guy she used to be married, Huston. Angelica Houston, I think is her name. Anyways, all right, cool. Well, everybody, thank you for listening to our discussion on weapons. Feel free to check us out on TikTok. I'm going to be going live, so check those out. Lots of great videos. The Daniel Harris video with Eric exploded on TikTok, so check that out. Otherwise, we will see you next week with the Adams Family.
Woo!